Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C-No podcast. We're a little crowded today. Football season is amongst us. You see, we representing. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
your boy John.
To the left of John, we got
Vito.
And to the left of Vito, who is in the building, state your name.
Hey, it's Tone back in the building. What's up, my people?
What up, though, Tone? How you feeling?
Welcome back. I'm happy to be back, man.
Hey, shout out to that. Hey, I just want to say one thing, Tone. I love your shirt. Yeah. I love your shirt. Yeah. That shirt right there.
Let me tell y'all something, man. I've known this dude for over 25 years, right? And I got to say, I'm 0 for everything when it comes to bets. I'm done. My man ruined football season. He ruined boxing. He ruined basketball season. This all in 1 year. Yo, I ain't messing with my man no more.
Say it with your chest.
I'm real talk with that.
Hurts, Rob. You believe green, and it hurts for me to look over there right now at you, man.
Yeah. It hurts.
I'm a man of my word, though. And I told my man when I came back to do the show, I was going to throw that gear on. So please believe as soon as I get off this show, I'm taking this thing off.
Okay. Shout out to that. Listen.
Oh, the question is, what are you going to do with it after you take it off? You going to keep it?
What you mean he going to keep it when we do beat?
I didn't think about that.
You can always use something to clean your car, son.
Nah.
Just became a chamois.
Listen, people, if this is your first time tuning in, we appreciate you. If you frequently view the show or listen to the show, we appreciate you too. You're on YouTube, Spotify. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the sub button, show us some love. We got a lot going on with Tiffany Haddish and Mr. Spears, Arie Spears. They got charged with groom and molesting 2 minors, one 14, one 17. They're both saying it's a scam. Keep it a C-No. What's your thoughts on it?
I hope it's a scam. Right now, there's still allegations. So until stuff comes to light, then that's when I'll take key to it. I mean, I'm not going to do the media's job. And you know how they really going to push on them too. But who knows? Who knows? I'll wait till more facts come out. But it's a bad look right now on them.
That's a fact. What you think, Vito?
I really don't have too much to say about it because I don't know too much about it. But I know if it goes straight to civil, it's a scam.
Okay, what's your thoughts,
and
Tom?
that, you know what's crazy? And that was one of my thoughts too. Like John said, I hope it's a scam. You know what I'm saying? Because it's horrible time. And Tiffany Haddish is running the game right now, and Arie Spears is making a comeback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the time is crazy. And somebody told me that they settled it for like $15,000 in civil court. Like that's the proposed number.
Oh, really?
If you really got allegations against somebody that high up, you are not going to
like Brown says, when you settle out, you pay something that makes you look guilty.
Right.
I'm sorry.
But on both sides, though, like, if you know you had a case, you would take it to court because you're going to get millions.
But there's something weird going on in Hollywood, though.
Yeah, that's what listen, we got Tiffany Haddish in them. You got R. Kelly. You got the guy Epstein with the island. Like, is the entertainment business one big freak show?
It's weird.
Keep it a C-No.
It's weird.
There's a lot of weird stuff going on. Like, you starting to hear more and more entertainers every day with these allegations.
You know, it's wild. Like, even with the level of acting that I've done, I'm not like Hollywood by no stretch. But I've talked to people and met people that have been in this stuff, and they all say the same thing. The higher you get up in Hollywood, the weirder people are. The stranger, the things that people want you to do, and they want you to come to castings at their house and all that kind of stuff. Like, I ain't never been to a casting in nobody's crib.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I can believe that.
You know what I mean?
Look at Johnny Depp. The parts he plays, as good as he plays, he got to be some type of weirdo.
You have to be. And that's part of acting. You got to be a little bit off to be able to become somebody else. You know what I mean? But so that, I'm going to say there's a lot of weirdos out there.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on the Tiffany Haddish, Arie Spears situation, people? Keep it a C-No with us. Also, let us know Is the entertainment business on like some weird, freaky stuff? Everybody's getting these rape allegations, molestation allegations. What's your thoughts? Keep it a scene note with us. The vice president of Argentina. They tried to smoke her, assassinate her. The attempt failed. The guy's gun jammed. Keep it a C note. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, if she has a God, she need to pray to him and thank him. Like, cause that was some shit to see that shit. Like,
right.
To see the gun jam, he was right there, point blank. Like, how Buddy got so close, I don't know. But
right.
She need to. She was lucky as hell.
Yeah, what you think, Tom? What you think?
My first thought is dickhead.
Right.
Like, you went up there with faulty equipment, my man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got one shot.
What about you, Vito?
I double down on the dickhead because I can see if you let some shots off and then your shit jam. You ain't letting no shots off and then
right.
Come on, man.
But so you don't at the end of the day, you don't think behind some closed doors like that could have been a movie for something else though?
Listen.
In politics it's always
originally, look, my first thought was
that was for a reason.
The first thing I thought when I seen it, and I ain't even trying to be funny, but I said, damn, what he had, a ghost gun? And then after I thought about it, I'm like, nah, that joint might have been staged. That's what my initial thought was, ghost gun.
Especially if she back up for re-election, that might help her win.
It could have been staged. Like he got too close to her, and how'd he get that close up to her with that? I don't know. I mean,
you got to step your security up. Like, they said it was like to her face.
Well, for months on end.
Right.
You can't lose one to this story. You gotta look bull up. I'm gonna see what he's gonna be doing like months ahead and shit.
They could say he doing anything now.
He's like a normal dude. He's like a student or something like that, right?
So that's
allegedly.
Right. Facts.
What's your thoughts on it, people? The vice president of Argentina, somebody tried to assassinate her. The person was unsuccessful because their gun jammed. Keep the C note. Let us know what you think about it. Donovan Mitchell, Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm sorry, Vito.
Don't remind me.
Put the mask on.
Keep it a C note. With Donovan Mitchell, are the Cleveland Cavaliers a top 4 team in the East?
Nah.
Nah, you say nah?
I say nah.
I say yeah.
Why you say yeah, Vito?
Because you see how good they became once they got Jared Allen. They start winning. That's all they was really missing. Now they added Karis LeVert and they added Donovan Mitchell.
And they didn't get rid of
that core player.
They got rid of Colin Sexton, who they was trying to get rid of.
All right. So let me ask you a question.
Stay hurt.
Right.
So are they better than Miami?
I think
Miami's about to fall off. Yeah.
I believe Miami may fall off too.
The Sixers?
No, but the Sixers are their own worst enemy, though, too.
Boston?
No.
Milwaukee?
I don't think Boston will be as good this year.
But they're not. I don't think they're better than Boston.
I'll take Cleveland over Boston.
I'll take Cleveland over Boston right now, too.
No.
Hell
yeah. I am.
No.
Oh, yeah. And I'll take a reimbursement for that Oouuber.
I'm taking them. You know what they got? They got a bunch of motherfuckers who was willing to play some defense, and they got 2 motherfuckers that can get busy and scoring, and they know how to take care of the ball. You see what happened to Boston in the play? They've turned that shit.
Their team is built, and I'm not saying they're the same team or the same level of caliber or whatever, but it's the same kind of structure as the Pistons that won them championships. It's a team. Like, they're literally all their play their roles
Isaiah
perfectly.
and them Pistons?
Huh?
Isaiah and them Pistons?
No. Chauncey and them. Because remember how that team was built? There was no superstars on that team. They all played their role perfect.
So Prince, Donovan not a superstar?
He is. But he doesn't have to carry them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he would have to carry Utah.
And they got scoring off the bench. Mm-hmm. Like, that's motherfuckers take that for granted. If you got a motherfucker who can get 20 to 30 points off the bench on any given night,
right?
In LeVert, and they still got the young boy Coro. They still got the what's the young boy?
Evan Mobley. He's going to take another step.
I think they have a good chance to make it to the playoffs, but this is my opinion. I still don't. I'm taking a far stretch, but at the end of the season, I don't think they'll be better than Boston. I mean, not Brooklyn. They're not going to be better than.
That's not about Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
What about Milwaukee?
Milwaukee, they're not better than Milwaukee.
They might not be better than Chicago.
And Chicago.
What about Chicago?
And what about Charlotte? I got Charlotte above them.
Nah,
Charlotte is always going to be that way.
Not Charlotte.
I don't think Brooklyn's going to be as good as everybody think they are.
Me either, but I think they're going to be better than them.
What about Atlanta?
They got DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte and them together.
DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte Murray.
I do. If they let Trey play off the ball a little bit and let Murray play the one, I think that could work.
And who knows how the Knicks are going to play out?
Trash.
I do.
What's your thoughts, people? The Cavs. They just got Donovan Mitchell. Will they be a top 4 team in the league? Keep it a C note with us. Overhyped. No cap. Call them Oouuber. What I said is this is the foundation, the groundwork to LeBron going back to Cleveland. Is that no cap or call him Oouuber?
Ooh.
That's possible.
That's conspiracy theory like a mug.
Especially with that guy. And then his son coming to the league too.
I got him.
Bring him home.
I got him going to jump. He's eventually going to jump on a wave.
Now, I'm gonna tell
and
you
it may be about I want to finish my career where I started at, and that's going. But being as though they a good young team and a lot of them is still on rookie contracts, I wouldn't be surprised. I say no cap.
And I'm gonna tell you why you can take it another level. That's insurance. If Bronny don't go and become a lottery pick, Cleveland's going to be picking in the mid-20s.
Right.
So it's easy to convince them to take Bronny to get LeBron to come over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. So he has a 2-year contract, right, with the Lakers. So that's guaranteed he has to play spend the next 2. And then he'll be able to go to Cleveland, right? So, I mean, is that his exit strategy? Because that'll be
wants to play with his son.
What is it, 2024-25 season?
But you know what's crazy? He said he want to play with both of them.
Right.
Right. See, I think the
Bryce
youngest,
is like 14.
yeah, I think he's going to be the.
Yeah, he might
7 years.
Yeah, but then he'll probably by then be a journeyman, a bench player.
Absolutely.
In 7 years.
Udonis Haslem.
Yeah. Damn, you gave him Udonis status.
Listen, I love D, man.
He's still around.
They was hyped when he re-signed the deal this year. Like, my man going to average 30.
So,
like, come on,
so
bro.
he's 37. How many more years do you think he's going to play in the league?
Udonis?
No, I'm talking about LeBron, though.
He's going to try to push
He's
it
going
to
to try
the
and play
limit.
about
He's
5.
about money.
You think 5?
He's going to try and play
5. He's 37, so you're going to be playing the 42.
He's going to try.
You got to look at it.
Kevin Willis says, "Bull."
You got to look at it. LeBron is still going to give you them years. He still ain't get close to them years where he's only going to play 18 minutes a game before his numbers totally dip. So you see what I'm saying? That's why I say he could play 5 more years.
When he retires, LeBron's probably going to be averaging like 4 points a game.
Yeah,
2 assists and like 7 minutes off the bench.
Yeah, I
just
can see that.
What's
your thoughts, though, people? No cat called me a Uber. Is this Cleveland team the foundation of LeBron making his way back to Cleveland? Keep it a C note with us. Recently, we had some interesting episodes. We talked about slavery. We talked about racism and all of that. Our episode on slavery, somebody sent us a couple of videos, and they were basically saying we're not from Africa. Africa was basically made up. That's all a movie. Keep it a C note with us. Is it any way Africa could be all made up and this is one big movie?
This is the movie that I see with that where it's unbelievable for me. Not to say that there wasn't any type of Atlantic slave trade or whatever, because this possibly did not happen, but at the same time, when you look at you piling how many slaves on a ship and you access to lay down, that's a 3-month trip on a boat, on a ship or whatever. 3 months, right? And the average person, you can't shit on yourself and then sit in that shit for more than a week without like you getting like some crazy ass infection, something like people would not have lasted. Like the common sense of that is almost like asinine. It doesn't add up. Like they said that they didn't have much air. So with that type of smells, those type of fumes, like
and they don't know where they're going.
And they did not know where they're going. They were not expert sailors. There have been Africans, I do believe, that have gone back and forth from the Americas back to the so-called Africa. But with them coming from Europe, I think that was all bullshit. And what they say is actually if you look it up, that most of the people that they got from over there actually went to vast majority went to Brazil. It was only like Speckles actually, which came up through here to the United States. But no, I think that definitely could be some bullshit that they fed us. For what reason? I don't know. I don't get it. It still makes you look like a savage, but then at the same time of homeland ownership, then that means you eradicated like a race or enslaved a race that of black people, that we were here before you got here type of shit then. If that slave shit didn't happen.
What you think, Tone?
I mean, I can't go with the slave trade didn't happen. I can't go with that. Just
why not?
If we're going from a physiological basis, right? Mm-hmm. People adapt to their culture that they come from, the climate that they come from.
Right.
Our people wouldn't be as dark if we originated here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because we live in the northern hemisphere. The pigment we have in our skin comes from direct sunlight. Africa has the height is closest to the sun, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They said a lot of features from different people around the world, like Caucasian people with pointy noses because they lived in windier places. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Their hair was thinner. Our hair was thicker because it had from the sun. So physiologically, I don't think it's possible for us to be from here. We had to come from somewhere else.
You don't think there were no melanated, dark, black people here?
Most Native Americans had the reddish hue of their skin because of the way the sun was positioned here.
So what about today? What about in today's society with when you get all them shades and complexions over here?
Yeah.
What's the difference now?
DNA, I think. I think it's just a repeated DNA. You know what I mean? Because if you look at most of us, we're not as dark as our African counterparts. I'm going to say that like that because a lot of them come from places close to the sun. You know what I mean?
Okay. But they got whites and all that over Africa.
True. South Africa.
You know what I mean? So what's your thoughts though, Vito?
My thoughts as far as to build up what Tone said and John said, I do believe there were people over here. They were called Native Americans because they were native to this country, but they were still Africans. They were already over here. If you notice that, and they were naming people Indians because they say Columbus landed in the West Indies, right. Like places like Puerto Rico, Cuba. They speak Spanish. Columbus and them came from Spain. That's the language they spoke.
Right.
So I definitely believe, but I've seen something on a documentary where they say the slave trade isn't as deep as they make it out to be because, like, where you have all these relics of all these old shit, where are the old ships that brought all these people?
All right. Yep. So what schools teach is, like, they tell us that slavery went on from 1525 on 1866. And throughout that time, they're telling us that 12.5 million people came through in that time during that course. But I don't believe that mass slave ship piling us all up on a ship. If it was a ship, it was a small ship. But who knows the truth? But what I do know, I believe that we were definitely here, and for that reason, can you imagine what reparations would be if you known that blacks were already here? Already, right? That would take things in a totally different.
Shout out to you, John.
I know that's real. That's
I got a question though, but what does he mean by Africa was sold to us? I don't
No,
understand.
the story because the
like
land could actually be owned. They say that they took out the Indians or whatever. Then it's open. It's open
no,
field.
I'm talking about what Africa. He said Africa was sold to us. Like, what does he mean by
no, the story of the slave,
the whole name and everything, like
the whole slave
made up
story.
The name Africa is made up.
Yeah, Africa. They said through the Romans. I think they said Africa really means Tunisia.
Yeah, but
or something like that. But they
original name was Akibulan.
But you can say that about a whole lot of countries like Constantinople that no longer exists.
Yeah,
true, very true.
Yeah, but the word them over there, they never called themselves Africans or none of that. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Right. So they're saying so.
And I think well, folks did that to simplify it, and I think that was kind of wrong to simplify Africa and just put them all in one group like they're Africa. There's many different areas, there's many different countries.
But if y'all watch the video that Cheeks sent us, my man Cheeks paused.
Yeah,
that grown man's name Cheeks, but the video that he sent me though, if you watch it though, it basically says that we were here first.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that over there, I also believe this. Like, I'm not. Y'all say, shout out to you, Vito. You say I'm a conspiracy theorist. So, to me personally, I think it was blacks and whites here, Africa, everywhere until it got discovered. But you also say common sense ain't all that common, because I had a conversation with John, and like a lot of that don't make sense to me neither. Like, them boats, you got to bring food. You got to bring. So if you got slaves and all that, and you don't know where you're going,
8 people for this ship of over 300 or whatever. How many people on there?
Listen what I told, and I want y'all to be everybody to be open minded. This because I suggested this to John, and I guess maybe I am a conspiracy theorist. When we see these paintings of blacks and whites on them boats, I mean. Everybody's finding land. Mm-hmm. You don't think these blacks and whites from Africa was on a boat together trying to find land, and the people spun it and made it look like we were enslaved by the whites?
To kind of give them a higher look in society.
That's my whole thing.
And another movie is, I hate the notion where they say that like they came and civilized us, they came and got us and put us in clothes.
Like the other way.
It was exactly, and it was absolutely the other way around. But what people don't realize is that Africa has so many different countries and so many different lifestyles that not everybody was living the same way over there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I mean, you have people that were a little bit more advanced over here, and you still have some people over here that were a little bit more primitive and still dealing with other stuff. But it was still many different. You know how many languages? I think it's almost 2,000 languages in Africa. Yeah. So that can describe how many different nations and countries, like the diversity that you can't group.
Let me ask y'all this: we do believe that a lot of that stuff in school that they teach you is bullcrap.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so what's to say 200 years from now the curriculum can't be that people were gay stuff was in, that was in, and people were abusing people that was gays and all this and again, like
but that wouldn't be no spin because right now gay stuff is in.
Yeah, but I'm saying more like it was like law. Because you can spend anything. In 200 years, you can say Steph Curry was white. LeBron James was white. Mm-hmm. Nobody in 200 years is from here. You see what I'm saying? So as long as it's a movie where it's higher ups, like everybody be saying, or elites, and it's going to get passed down from generation, and the curriculum can change in 200 years to whatever they wanted to change it. They could say in 2020, blacks were slaves. Yep. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In 200 years. And nobody would know that it's false.
Time controls the narrative.
But I definitely believe it was slave because
I believe it was slaves.
Yeah, because it's no way that how much we can do more with less. Mm-hmm. So, and then it was more of us at the time. So, and think about how far in position that these white people were due to the commodity, which was people and cotton. Like, how are they coming in, taking over, and they're up and we're not up, and we were already here?
See, this goes with my movie that I just ran back. To me, it was people were over here. You had blacks and whites coming to find land
on the journey together.
Somehow or another. One group got stronger than the other and took everything over, which maybe they had weapons, nobody didn't have it. But somehow or another, that's like we all come and start a podcast, a block, anything, and then one person just brody everybody like, nah, I don't like the way they doing business no more. I'm taking it over. And that's what I think. I think everybody, I think it was blacks over here. I think it was whites. I think it was Indians over here. I think people came over here trying to find country because there's word out there that there's other stuff out there. And I think eventually greed or something, power or something made people, we taking this. And that's what I think.
So let me clear it up. So almost like there was a war, somebody lost, and they spun it like they took it. Like they stole it. Instead of just saying somebody lost the war.
I believe all that, except for like, and this isn't on no racist or like prejudice type stuff, but it's hard for me to imagine that white folks were here
because I think that the narrative would have changed, and because I barely vastly see that they always document their traits.
Let me just ask you one thing to that. Do you think there were whites in Africa?
Yeah, there was definitely whites in Africa.
So why do you think it could have been no whites over here?
They eventually came, because it's no coincidence. You got all those languages in Africa that people in Spain that spoke Spanish or whatever didn't somehow get over to the Italian, because Italian language is almost like Spanish. And all of a sudden, all the islands, they speak Spanish. Well, some of the islands speak Spanish. The Dominican Republic,
Latin.
Yeah, they speak Latin America, and then Mexico. So you can't say like there was an influx of white.
But I did see
that didn't come over. Yeah, so yes, I do believe that.
I did see a documentary that the Vikings were here 500 years before Columbus came this way.
I've heard that too. Yeah,
see, that was like when it go back to when we had the John, when you did the question about how much food we had stored.
If there was a catastrophe.
You know what I mean? That's just like it's a catastrophe and we take a mall or something over. Eventually, somebody within our low structure is going to say, you know what, I could run this whole joint and they could take, it happens all the time. You see it happen today. So I think it could have happened back then. I just think some of it was really sold to us, over exaggerated.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
But we all know that history, as taught in all curriculum over here and mostly around the world, is taught from a European perspective.
To me, right.
You know what I'm saying? But so that changed the narrative from the beginning.
But shout out to you, John, because you went to a black school, right? So I was asking you, like, I thought of when you go to a black school, like the curriculum is different or something, and you said it's the same.
Yeah, you get a good education. I mean, there's going to be, of course, black related activities, and yes, we have our own special like black history, but I mean the curriculum is all the same. You got your math, your accounting, all that. It's just like you're in support and you're around amongst your peer people that look like you. So,
but what I'm saying is they don't teach you more like a black history.
That's what I was going
to
say.
See, what? No. And what people see,
I thought they had African American studies.
Yeah, no, they do. But see, this is, I think it's going to have to draw. I think it's going to have to draw into another episode and another topic, because I think that no matter what type of school and accreditation, it all follows a certain curriculum. If that school wants to teach, it's going to have to follow a certain curriculum. And you know who we had to blame for that? Them Rockefellers. That put so much money. They put so much money in the American Medical Association. Not alone, they also put a whole bunch of money into the teaching school systems here.
Yeah.
So
for the record, for our younger people, he's not talking about Jay-Z and Dane Dash.
Not Rockefeller.
Not that Rockefeller.
The Rockefeller.
Let's be clear here.
Yeah, so we have to follow a certain curriculum, just like those doctors. Even if they might be so smart, but I think at the same time they're so dumb, they have to follow a certain way, and it's sad. And it took for me a long time after I left Cheney that to see some things like, damn, all right, that I see that I was taught some things that I had no choice but to learn, because that's the school curriculum.
We definitely got to come back and do this topic, because I want to ask you stuff about sororities and everything. So maybe next episode we could go ahead and get that out the way. What's your thoughts, though, people? Is it any way that the whole Africa, the continent thing, the name, all of it, could it all be made up? Yes, no. Keep it a C note with us. Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, da, da.